Okay, so hello, how are you? If you knew, we have a different angle today. I don't know if you guys can tell or notice or care or whatever, but we have, I guess I'll go a little bit more toward the left. I don't know, I like the framing better this way. My home is so turned upside down right now. There is not, this is like the only 3 square feet of non-chaotic space. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 projects going right now, 10 projects going right now. So if your life is anything like mine right now, things are getting kind of crazy, but that's okay. It is summertime. Summertime. Who do we have in here? Yes is right. Hey, what's up, healthy hair? I was going to call you Healthy Habit. You are a Healthy Habit girl. Okay. Hi, Healthy Hair Riddles. How are you, my sweet? She says, happy healthy Sunday. Like the video and subscribe. Girl, I am so glad you said that. Yes, y'all, please do like and subscribe. We have 215 subscribers. Hello, somebody. Make that 215 subscribers, which I'm very pleased about. We only are here once a week, and we're here live for 15, 30, 40 minutes sometimes once a week at this Healthy Habits Huddle. And so to have over 200 people who are like, yeah, I want to be a part of that already, that really means a lot to me. So thank you, everybody who has subscribed. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for doing all the things. I even see the little emojis and stuff when they come up, like those hearts that I'm sending right back to you. Hi, Motorcycle Chick. What's up, baby? Good to see you in here, as always, my loves. Okay, so yes, like, subscribe. I forgot to post. Usually I post short videos, little excerpts from what we talk about during the week. I forgot to post them last week. So we're going to have a ton of them this week, and maybe even, hopefully, more new subscribers who want to do what y'all are doing and come take a minute on Sunday and just like be with your health. Learn some tidbits, think about some adjustments you might want to make. I know both of my babes here, Motorcycle Chick, thank you, she says congrats. Motorcycle Chick and Healthy Hair, I know both are making choices that are healthier for them already in their lives. They were doing it before the huddle, and they're going to be doing it during the huddle, and they'll be doing it if the huddle ever ends. So I really respect that, and I appreciate that, and I love to be a part of the momentum that keeps you moving toward the healthiest possible embodiment you can have. So we have an amazing, strong, and powerful, important topic today. It does have to do with our brain. Okay, so that's very important. I'll get into that in just a second. And it was a request. This is actually a requested topic from one of y'all from last time. So I'm always happy to do that. So let me know if y'all have certain topics, certain things that you want me to talk about, and I'll do my very best to cover it and give you some insight and some always some empowering ways to flip the script if things are going in the wrong direction. I think there's a lot of conflicting information. There's a lot of negative information about health, but I honestly believe that our bodies are built to thrive and that we can make choices to go with the flow of that. And we don't have to buy into this idea that you live, you accumulate a bunch of bad things, and then you decline, and then that's it. I do not believe that. I do not promote that. I really have seen, and if you'll ever notice in the news, thank you for the hearts. If you ever notice in the news, they'll tell you, once you are 25 years old, your brain is fully formed, and then you don't get any new neurons for the rest of your life. So keep the brain cells you have. Then 15 years later, they go, we now know that there is such a thing as neuroplasticity. They don't know. So don't let them tell you that you can't have amazing health. And one thing I always look at is every single cell in the body is replaced all the time. Like there are certain life cycles to certain cells, like your skin cells and your liver cells and your bone cells might have different life cycles, and it might take a different amount of time for all of the cells in your liver or all of the cells in your bones or something like that to be replaced, but they are always being replaced. So after a certain number of 2 years or 5 years or something like that, you literally don't even have any of the same cells that you had before. They're babies, they're brand new, and they're taking in signals from your whole energy field. So we always have that going for us. We can always be just a few years old. So that is good. Oh my goodness. Hey, and I'm Keith. I am here in Los Angeles, California. It's a little after 10. I don't understand any of these languages. What? But welcome on in. I wish I'd spoke more languages so I can understand. Hi, Cars Lover. Which topic is running in the video? So today, babe, we are going to be talking about something. Let's get into it. We're talking about something that affects everyone. We're talking about it's brain centered. And I'm going to ask you a little question before I get into what the actual topic is. Okay, so the question for you, this is a quiz question. In the last 7 days, how many times have you slept 7 or more hours at night? That's for question number 1. In the last 7 days, in the last week, how many times, or even in the last 24 hours, if it's hard to remember over the last week, how many times have you eaten a meal that contained protein, fat, and fiber at the same meal? Protein, fat, and fiber at the same meal. Let me know how many times that has you've done that in the last week, or think to yourself, last week, last 24 hours, meals, protein, fat, and fiber at the same meal. Do you drink water with electrolytes or minerals? Did you move your body in the last 24 hours intentionally? Did you, even if you're doing it while you're shopping, did you go for a walk? Did you get up in the middle of, your workday and take a stretch, take a breath, walk around, look around, let your eyes relax? Did you do that? Did you go in sunlight or nature? And did you do something that you actually enjoyed? And there's a reason that I'm asking you all these questions and asking you to reflect on your last week, because if you didn't get in much of that this last week, you're going to really want to make sure and do a lot of it in this, as much as you can in this coming week. And I'm about to tell you why. Wait, Jordan! What's up? Jordan says 7 days, baby. Daily, 3 times. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate it. Let's see here. No 7 hours sleep, but eat protein, work out at the gym often. That is what's up, Joe Salary. Boom, fist bump for you. Organic daily. Jordan taking it to the next level. I love that. I love that. Let's see here. Eric says lovely rings. Oh, no pen, no paper, but you still draw my attention. Ow. Okay, you talking to the ladies now, King. King in here talking to the ladies. Okay. So the reason that I'm asking all of these questions is because one of my babes in here said, can you please talk about brain fog? I feel like I am losing my mental sharpness. I feel like I can't focus in the way I used to be able to. I can't retain facts. I'm not like, it feels like my, what are the things in the car? Spark plugs. I feel like my spark plugs aren't sparking. Like what is this about? So that's what we're going to get into today. And I'm going to have information for you, but I'm also, and so you can understand more about what it is and all the things that kind of weave together to keep your brain from being foggy, like what's the weather where your brain is. I want it to be clear and sunny all the time. So I'm going to talk about that today and give you some great suggestions. Oh my goodness. Lindell is in the house. He said, what's up, Jordan? Oh, y'all talking to each other. I love that. That is sweet. Hi, Nani. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you. This is Nani. Okay, what's up, baby? I'm here in Los Angeles, California. Yana, babes, did you hear me just talking about you? I'm doing this topic based on a request that you might be familiar with. Let's see here. I don't know what that means. Okay, all right, so let's talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about what the 7 pillars of brain clarity are. So if you want to avoid brain fog, these are 7 areas that you have leverage in that you can pay attention to get your brain clearer. Okay, number 1, sleep. So brain fog is caused, number 1, I don't know if these are in order, so I don't want to say number 1, but I'll tell you that I'm going to say 7 things. 1, poor sleep. How are you sleeping? How is your sleep hygiene? That's why I asked the 7 hours question. Number 2, chronic stress. Are you stressed out? Are you running on a cortisol-based lifestyle? That is going to strain your brain. You're not going to be in the zone. You're not going to be relaxed and clear. Too much stress. Blood sugar swings. Are you eating, not eating, and then eating some kind of like a simple carbohydrate that spikes your blood sugar and then lets you fall flat? Those spikes in blood sugar, not good for the brain, and not good for mental clarity. Gut imbalances, because they talk about the gut-brain connection. So you got your brain up here, you have your quote-unquote second brain here in your gut. But honestly, I think of it as one organ, because it's just, you got the brain here, but then all the nerves go down, and then there's that enteric nervous system. I feel like it's one thing. What are the symptoms of migraine? Probably that your head hurts, baby. Okay. And then inflammation. So we did poor sleep, chronic stress, blood sugar swings, gut imbalance, inflammation. So that's especially from diet or stress. that can cause brain fog. So we've been talking the last couple of weeks about how dangerous those inflammatory oils are to our health. And we have the charts. Go back last week, go back the week before to the Huddles if you want to download a sheet that has everything that you need to know to get started eating healthier oils and avoiding those terribly inflammatory seed oil. So if you're eating at a lot of restaurants, or you're cooking in canola oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, any of those highly inflammatory seed oil type things, shortening, margarine, if you're using any of that kind of stuff and you're feeling brain fog, baby, that is exactly the place that I would start. Go to last week's stream, grab the little handout that's linked under the video, and that'll give you everything that you need to know so you can get onto non-inflammatory oils and fats. So we got poor sleep, chronic stress, blood sugar swings, gut imbalance, inflammation, especially from diet or illness, subtle nutrient deficiencies. We'll talk about that if you want to. And then, interestingly, brain fog can also be caused by a lack of a sense of meaning or curiosity or joy. Those emotions feed us in a lot of different ways. Let's see here. How to be fluent in English. Well, I read that comment, so baby, you're not doing too bad. Thank you. Jay likes my hairstyle. Thank you, love. Let's see here. 14 months, complete my ACL ligament surgery. Can I run? The winds say yes. Believe it, and you can do it. All right. So that is what those are the 7 pillars of mental clarity. Those are the 7 areas where you're going to have your leverage to get your thinking clearer. And I'm going to give you a bonus one that I happen to know. If you have trouble with recall, nitric oxide. So I take a product called it's called red spinach, but there's another name for it. But basically it's a nitric oxide boosting supplement, and there are others. There's N101 boosting supplements you can get from different companies and stuff like that. We can talk about that one time, but it really does help me with my recall, because nitric oxide is one of those things that the body uses for a lot of different things. So those are the 7 pillars. Let's get into how you can get into the state where your brain can function the clearest. Okay, mental clarity is going to be at its height when you are well rested, when your blood sugar is stable, when your stress is low, but stimulation is present, because you can also get mentally dull if you're bored. So you don't want to be stressed out. You don't want to be bored. You want to be at ease, but still, mentally stimulated. And when your mitochondria are firing efficiently. So again, we're getting back into those inflammatory oils, and the inflammation needs to be low, and your life needs to feel meaningful. So that is when people feel the most mental clarity. And they say that it typically happens in late childhood and early adolescence, before people's chronic stress and poor habits and toxic exposure accumulation happens, all that kind of thing. And then in early adulthood, when if a person is relatively healthy and they're moving toward their goals and all of that sort of stuff and engaged in life, then regardless of age, you can get into flow states when you are immersed in something that you really care about, and where your challenge meets your skill. So you're not like, oh, this is way too hard for me, or oh, this is way too easy for me. If you can get into the flow state, this is a sweet spot for cognitive mental clarity. So that is an idea about that. I'm not going to get into too much of the science. Let's see here. Oh, right. Somebody says they want to get to know me in the middle of some flowers. I keep forgetting to post my Cash App. I actually thought about it today, but I didn't do it yet, but I will. So all those kinds of requests, there's a fee to entertain them. Let's see here. So we talked about this. All right. So who wants to know how they can keep themselves? Oh, let's talk about the populations. Populations who are most likely to experience brain fog: women, especially if you just had a baby or you're going through other hormonal changes, adults of all genders. If you are over 40 years old, that's when people tend to start noticing the effects of bad habits. Thank you for those parties and hearts and all those good things. Healthy hair. Butterfield, what's up? What's up, Butterfield good to see you in here, sweetheart. Healthy Hair says B stress complex. Yes, it's good to reduce stress. Absolutely. Thanks, Jordy. Appreciate it. Jamshi, I'm from Los Angeles, babe. That's where I am right now. Okay, so thank you for being here and thank you for asking. Okay. So burnt out professionals or knowledge workers, people who are using their brain. I know we got a couple brainiacs on here. People who are using their brain a lot tend to experience or are more likely to experience brain fog because chronic stress, screen overload, poor sleep, over reliance on caffeine and snacks, and no real recovery time. If you're always on, you're always wide open, you're always going, that can cause you to have brain fog too, because you need because you're overdoing it, and you need nervous system support. You need to honor your circadian rhythms. Sometimes it's daytime and we're awake and we're, doing stuff. And then you gotta be able to unplug at night. Micronutrients, breathing, taking movement breaks during your workday can really help your brain recover. Another population that can get a lot of brain fog is if you're coming off of an illness, like if you've had a virus or mold infection or something like that. Students and test takers, where are my babes out there? My little ones who are still in school and they're taking tests and they're stressed out and they're dealing with, the emotional pressures of growing up and stuff like that, and thinking and studying and where am I going to go to school, and oh my life, am I going to make the soccer team and whatever else. Students and test takers can have brain fog because there's a high cognitive demand, erratic sleep, nutrient poor diets, stimulant overuse, and emotional pressure. You got to regulate your blood sugar. You got to eat good food, protein, fiber, and fat at the same meal. That's good for your blood sugar regulation. And just like Healthy Hair said, B vitamins, adaptogens, sleep hygiene, and then the rest of us. Well, I should include myself because I know I eat different. I eat different from a lot of people. But individuals on the standard American diet. Here we are again. Why? High intake of sugar, seed oils, processed carbs, low intake of fiber, omega-3s, or real nutrients. So you can feel sluggish, irritable, have attention issues, and fatigue. And this is all a part of that brain fog umbrella, which is saying that your brain is not feeling her best. So cleanups for that group. Clean up your fats like we talked about. Download that that handout that I did last week and the week before. It's in the description. Stabilize your blood sugar. Get some added micronutrients in there and some fiber. So those are some of the populations. My name? Say my name. Say my name. Let's see here. Jordy says, I get a lot of brain fog from my work behind a desk all day. You know what, Jordy? A lot of people do. It's just too much, too intense for too long. Maybe try, and I have a little challenge that I'll give to y'all too, but maybe try setting an alarm on your phone for every 20, 30 minutes, just an alarm. Every time it goes off, you hit it to start again, and get up, take 20 seconds to stretch, to look outside, to think about something different, to shake out your body. I even saw a video, and I have not investigated it yet, but I even saw a video that a friend sent me that said that if you do, I think it was 10 air squats. That just means you just stand up and you don't have any weights or anything on you. You just do 10 squats every 45 minutes for an 8-hour workday, that it's equivalent to walking 10,000 steps. Huh? So I haven't investigated that, but definitely taking those breaks can do wonders for letting your system recharge and getting yourself back oxygenated and refocused. We're not meant to just hold one position and one train of thought for forever. It's very stressful for us. Let's see here. Okay, Butterbill and Kim are talking. Free my king. Oh my gosh. God bless you. Let's see here. Thanks, Alex. 40 hours a week behind a desk looking in a mirror. Looking at a monitor can't be good, but I can try your idea. Yeah, just try it, baby. You'll find things that work for you. You know what I mean? I heard migraines can be caused. What does Healthy Hair say? I heard migraines can be caused by brain dehydration. I have heard that too. So not just dehydration from just getting the water, you want that, but also electrolytes. So if you supplement with electrolytes, they're minerals. Actually, that's what electrolytes are. So there are liquid ones, there are little packets, there's all that kind of thing, but water that has minerals in it. And so since our water that we get is mostly highly processed, adding minerals back into your water, I have heard that too, Healthy Hair. Let's see here. Curtis says, I'm 70. I haven't had fiber for 15 years. Humans do not need fiber. Well, honey, maybe you're not human. Let's see here. Your birthday. Okay, happy birthday. I eat for from Europe and the Caribbean, and it's better quality than USA. Why we need to fix that? Please, asking the president for help. You know what? I would love to see a big political movement for that. I would love to see it happen on an industrial level. But in the meantime, let's all do what we can to make our own choices. We all have access to some kind of food. We're all, if we're still here, we're eating. And to the degree that you have agency in that and you have power to choose, I encourage you to try to choose foods that are actually food that is actually bringing nutrients into your body, supporting your brain so your brain can function, so you can have a sharp experience, so you can perform, so you can feel good, so you can have energy and interest in your life, and that you don't miss it. Like, I really feel like life is a gift, and if we're not engaged in appreciating it and conscious of the fact that we're here and we have an opportunity in each moment to really live, we're kind of missing it. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it. Let's see here. Do I condition my shins by hitting metal? No, not voluntarily. That has happened though. Ninja says, how about anxiety? What aspect of anxiety, baby? Talk to me about that. I think we talked about anxiety a few weeks ago. Let's see here. Should I keep kicking metal poles to condition my shins? I've actually seen people who do that kind of stuff, and maybe it works. Am I a professional? Chroma says magnesium for migraines. I bet. I have heard that vitamin D and magnesium are two supplements that most people are deficient in the modern world for a lot of different reasons. Anything for clear skin, no medicine or chemical stuff. You know, I will tell you something. I'm sure you've heard that the skin is the third kidney, that kind of concept. The skin is a filtration organ. And if the kidneys get overloaded, the kidney and liver can't get rid of everything through, you know, the digestive system, and breathing also, I guess, gets rid of a lot of stuff that we need to get rid of, but that it will overflow into the skin. So that can be one thing. If you're a person who's always trying to do different stuff to your skin, I have discovered personally in my own experience, we can accidentally disrupt the skin barrier. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal. What does that even mean? I don't know. They're talking about there's bacteria on the skin or something. I don't know, whatever. Honestly, we can overdo it and cause problems. I've had cystic acne and different things like that kind of surface because I was trying to do too much and I messed up my skin barrier. And it takes, you know, a lot of gentleness. For me, it took like a couple weeks of just being really gentle to see my skin just heal itself. So she was like, look, if you will stop yelling at me, I can bring it back together. So that's one thing. But I do know that that there are a multitude of causes for that kind of stuff, babes. So I don't have necessarily like, oh, here's your solution. But I do know that that is one thing I personally have experienced that has been really helpful. Another thing can be, depending on if you take supplements, I know, like, for instance, I like to supplement with MSM, which is methylmalonyl sulfate. It's like a sulfur-based thing, and it can be really good for detox, but sometimes that stuff that is good for detox detoxes out again through the skin. So that could be another thing you could look into, my sweet. What is the best water that you suggest? Butterville. The best water that I suggest is water that does not have chlorine and fluoride and all that kind of stuff in it. And it's actually hard to find a filter that can filter out fluoride. And so since you're asking, I'm not affiliated, but I think the brand is called Simply Filtered. I'll tell y'all next week if that is correct, but I think it's called Simply Filtered. I got just like a little, you know, the Brita water filter jug thingies. I had one of those, but I found out that Brita can't filter out fluoride, and fluoride's the one that they say that will like calcify your pineal gland, and I need my pineal gland to be like loosey goosey. She needs to be like bringing in all the signals, right? So I tried this one. I think it's called Clearly Filtered. I think so. I'll tell you, but it was pricey. It was pricey. To me, it was pricey. It was like $100 for this water jug, like a Brita filter type thing, but it wasn't Brita. It's this other brand. But it gets out the fluoride. It's really trusted brand, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I use it every day, multiple times a day. I fill up a water thing. I filter the water. I fill up a little carafe, and that's what I drink from every single day. So I do think, even though I felt like a big amount to spend on something like that, I do feel a lot safer drinking. So that's the kind of water that I drink, Butterville. Thank you for asking. Hi, Los Angeles, baby. Kim. Where have you been? Kim says fiber naturally occurs in fruits and vegetables. That is true. That is true. Joe took a message back. Okay. Moda, you in here freeing folks today. I'm good, Lucky Dawn. Thank you for asking. Happy Pride, Brandon. Good to see you. Hi, Rick. Curtis wants to find out, can we ask AI if humans need fiber? Let's see here. Okay, Raghav, that's fantastic. I'm glad you're learning a second language. I wish I knew one. You guys are actually a little bit funny today. I like that. Let's see. You guys are making me laugh. Okay. I wear glasses that cause eye bags and dark circles. You know, maybe they're cutting off your lymph, babe. There's a lady on YouTube called Doc, D-O-C, Talks, T-A-L-K-S, Detox, D-O-T-O-X, D-E-T-O-X. Doc Talks Detox. She will talk to you about clearing your lymph system and stuff like that, because maybe it's sitting there and it's like getting your lymph stagnant or something like that, baby. I don't honestly know. Let's see here. Love and support. Thank you. Okay, Keith, I know that's right. Let's see here. Avoid stress, eat healthy. Yes, Jordy, absolutely. Yes. Hello, that's right. All right, y'all are having fun. Okay, I'm gonna miss some of these. All right, so Yana says it's called Clearly Filtered. Ah, there you go. Thank you, baby. Thanks for the recommendation. Absolutely. Alex wants to know if I ask AI if it's safe to leave the house. I'm fine. Excuse me. Okay, let's finish this up. I'm not going to be on here too long. I also just wanted to say, I forgot to say this at the top. Y'all, thank you for taking a little time on that Sunday morning to think about your health, to think about drinking better water, to inquire about and start thinking about how can you help support your skin, to be interested in doing what you need to do to support your brain's health. And let's have a little cheers. This is not filtered water, sadly, but she does have fresh organic raspberries in it. This is just some sparkling pineapple water that probably has all kinds of things in it, but what's a girl to do? Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about some brain fog swaps that you can make so that you can swap out certain habits and go from brain fog to mental clarity. That is what we are going to what we're gonna do today. Okay, so if you are staying up, okay, so think about how many of these y'all do. Say I if this is you. Do you stay up scrolling past midnight? Oh no. Do you have blue light in your face late at night? And I don't mean like you're just like putting on light bulbs and making a vibe and setting up like a mood. I mean, like, are you on screens, monitors, phones, and stuff like that late at night? Are you having caffeine late in the day because you're kind of dragging? Are you overbooking yourself? Are you overcommitted? Are you a mom who's doing too much? Make that baby's other parent help. Okay, so here's some upgrades. Set a tech off timer 1 hour before bed. I know on iPhone you can also set it to where it will diminish the amount of blue light and it'll make it more of an orangey screen to kind of stop. The reason why, you guys, is because blue light stimulates the brain to think that it's daytime, and it's not going to get it's going to mess up your circadian rhythms. That's night mode. Oh yeah, that's what it's called on here. Also, if you, instead of having caffeine late in the day, you can switch to herbal tea or a magnesium mocktail after 2 p.m. So they have those magnesium powders that you can mix in your drink or something like that. Magnesium, like someone was talking about before, I think it was Chromolush was talking about how magnesium can help with migraines. Magnesium is depleted in a lot of people, and it's very widely available, and you can get those little mixes and you can just make yourself something like that in the afternoon, and that should nourish your body and also start. Magnesium is a soothing, calming kind of a mineral. So that is something else to think. Snipe, why would you want to hold a woman down? That sounds very uncomfortable. Let's see here. 10 Red Bulls a day. Healthy Hair says, I drink organic bedtime tea. It makes you go to sleep. That sounds so good. That sounds so good, my love. That sounds so good. So another tip that for sleep and recovery is, if you are overdoing it, try to book time that is like unblocked time. Like, I'm sorry, try to block time that is unbooked. So you're not constantly always doing. Like you have a certain time that's just on your calendar to do nothing, to regenerate, to take a nap. Take a siesta if you can. That's important. Okay, nutrition and full. Are you full fuel? Are you skipping meals and then crashing, like feeling your energy drop? Are you grabbing ultra processed snacks? And you know I am going to be on a warpath against the inflammatory oils always. Are you eating a lot of inflammatory oils? Even if you think you're being healthy at salad bars, protein bars, different things like that. Those are both bars of different kinds. But look at the ingredients. If it's giving you seed oil, sunflower seed, vegetable oil, canola oil, RAPE seed oil, all those things are not good for you. It's not nutritious. If you're having sugary breakfasts or coffee creamers with a ton of sugar in it all day and all morning long, excess oils like we just talked about, that's going to block your brain. You want to eat protein and fat early in the day, it says. You want to stock real snacks. For example, actual food, boiled eggs, nuts, berries, have smoothies with actual food in them, like fruits and, you know, veggies and stuff like that. You want to start your day with savory food, not sweet food, because the sweet food could bring your blood sugar way up and then crash you. If you are going to have something like steel cut oatmeal or something like that, you can also pack that with more fiber. You can put chia in it, you can put flax in it, that kind of thing. But they're saying to start with savory, have eggs, avocado, greens, that kind of stuff early in the day. So you start off strong with the blood sugar nice and level. And then to, of course, choose non-inflammatory oils like ghee, coconut oil, etc., etc., etc. Butterville says, hey, motorcycle chick. Bubba says, salad is for rabbits. Smart. Bubba, okay, that iPhone comment is actually kind of funny. Let's see here. We need to meet up and talk some more about this. I don't know that we do. Let's hear. You guys are just being silly. Okay. All right. So movement and flow is another brain supportive habit. So you do not want to be sitting for 3 hours plus straight. That's one of the things that Jordy was talking about. Like you're just sitting at your desk, like plugged in, like you're a character in the Matrix with that little thing in the back of your head, just like giving your energy into the machine. We all have to support ourselves, so I can identify, but you gotta try to move for 3 to 5 minutes every hour is what they're saying. Like I said, I take a couple minutes every 20 minutes or so. I'll take a minute and just move and be different and look outside and break that hypnosis that can happen in front of the screen. But also, if you work out only to punish yourself, or if you skip moving your body because you don't have any time, try just a 2-minute workout burst, just something like that. And if you're just working out and like it's becoming a grind because you're trying so hard to do what you're supposed to do workout wise, stop. Don't stop moving, but stop making it a grind. Do something joyful. Move joy through your body. Dance, play, skip, you know, go for a walk somewhere pretty, that kind of thing. So I think you get the ideas. He said a whole 2 minutes. It's just to break the monotony and get some blood flowing, my love. Stimulate the brain. Okay, so I think you all get the idea. I'm going to wrap up this list. I'm going to read a couple more of these, and then let me know if y'all have any questions. And then I'm going to let you go take the rest of this hour to think more about your health. You have an opportunity this week. Oh, I actually have one more thing, which is a challenge for you in the coming week. Oh gosh, actually I have a couple more things. All right, I'm just gonna do these real quick. I'm just gonna tell you the clarity upgrades, and then because I have 2 more things actually. What does it say? Waking up indoors and jumping straight into screens. They're suggesting that you step outside within 30 minutes of waking. Wake up and get outside into some fresh air. Take a 5-minute daylight break every few hours. Carve out 5 minutes of pure silence for a mental reset. So you can set an alarm on your phone and just be unplugged and quiet for no reason for 5 minutes. People might call that meditating, but you don't even have to be that good at it. Let's see here. Multitasking, not good for brain fog. But also really joy, beauty, laughter, all of those things add a lot to the stimulation of our brains to keep us sharp and engaged with life. Hi, fitness lover. How are you? Motorcycle Chick says, every hour my coworkers and I took turns exercising today. Oh, I know that's right. Says it breaks up the 12-hour shift. That is fantastic. Cheers to you. I love that. So you and your coworkers are sharing a healthy habit together. I will drink to that. I will definitely drink to that. I love that motorcycle chick. That is fabulous and inspiring. I love that. Okay, so again, sleep like it matters, balance your blood sugar, cut the brain draining oils. You want to have actual nutrients, fermented foods, leafy greens. Well, you're going to see a theme. Anytime you start talking about health, notice there are certain things that keep getting repeated. Move your body, eat real food, actually get some sleep. Like, it's not super rocket science, but the way that the way our society is, it can be kind of out of reach for a lot of us. Let's see here. Okay, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Support your gut, move daily. All right, so anybody who's interested in supplements that can help with mental clarity and help you avoid brain fog, like my babe, Healthy Hair Riddle says, vitamin B12 will help with energy, memory, and mood. If you are a stressed person, a vegan, or an older adult, B12 might be really good for you. Magnesium, we talked about that. Everybody needs it. It gives you calm focus. It'll help you sleep and help you reduce mental tension. It says almost everyone, especially people who have high stress or poor sleep, almost everyone needs magnesium. Omega-3s, I just started taking these. I always start taking them and then I forget why I need them and then I start taking them again. I stopped taking them, I started taking them again. Okay, omega-3s help with brain structure, so actually building your brain cells. They help with clear thinking, and they are anti-inflammatory. So who needs omega-3s? They say anybody who is not eating fatty fish, that's salmon is the only one I can think of, but not eating fat, or sardines, I guess also. Anyone who's not eating fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week needs to take omega-3s. I do not eat that much fish, so that would be me. Choline, either CDP or alpha GPC, no idea what that means. But choline helps with memory, sharpness, and mental juice, like just having the fuel there. It helps if you are a person with brain fog, ADHD like symptoms. Choline could be good for you. You know, you got to check and make sure this is healthy for you, you know, whatever checks that means for you. Vitamin D, they said most people need vitamin D, especially those of us who are melanated or have an indoor lifestyle, and it will help with mood, immune, and energy. So that is really important. And vitamin D, again, vitamin D and magnesium are 2 that I know that, and also zinc. I like those 3. I think a lot of people need. Oh, and zinc is next on our list. Mental energy, mood, and immunity. So after you're have an illness, if you are acne prone, someone was just talking about that earlier, zinc might help you, my love. Zinc might help you. Let's see here. Yeah, Bubba says, I don't know why I'm addicted to this one video. I just scrolled past hundreds. Well, welcome, Bubba. Happy to have you addicted. Let's see here. Healthy says, I started eating salmon twice a week. Yes, baby. I like it, and I reduced my beef intake. I know. Let's see here. Cole says, can you stand up? Yes, I can. Thank you. Let's see here. George Jackson says, same here, Bubba. What's up, George? Motorcycle Chick says, mental clarity is use monatomic gold. Girl, what is that? Tell me, what is that? Hi, Arfan. How are you, my love? I don't know. What are you talking about? Let's see here. Can you dance? We all can dance. Everybody has their own way of expressing themselves in their bodies. Yes, of course. NAC, if you're not up on this, NAC, I forgot what N-acetylcysteine, I think is what it stands for. Detox, clarity after illness. So if people, God bless, have been suffering with long COVID, mold, or if you're fatigue prone, N-acetylcysteine, people call it NAC, NAC, that could be good for you. And if you have low iron, you got to supplement with that. That will help to oxygenate your brain. And vitamin Bs, like my girl Healthy Hair was talking about, B6, B9, serotonin, dopamine, and focus. Woo, we made it through. Now here is your challenge. Here is your challenge. I'm gonna link this under the video. So I made a little challenge checklist for you. And this is something you could do this coming week, because we started our huddle today talking about how many of these things have you done in the last day or the last week. And it was, did you get 7 hours of sleep? Did you have protein, fat, and fiber, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you did great. A lot of y'all did. Maybe you are ready to amp it up to the next level. So we have a brain clarity behavior bank. So how many of these things can you try this week? So you can score yourself and see how many of these things you can check off the list in the coming week. So we have on here sleep and recovery, and there's like 5 different things that you can do under sleep and recovery. We have nutrition and fuel. 5 different things that you can do there. Movement and flow, different ideas just to get you having a lifestyle. These are lifestyle things that can help you keep your brain sharp, so you can have, mental sharpness. You don't feel brain fog. You don't feel like you can't do it in the world and add stress and struggle and all that kind of stuff. That is not how you were meant to live. Our bodies are meant to be vehicles of like freedom and joy and exploration and goodness. We're not meant to feel like we're in some sort of like foggy, basement all of the time. Let's see, what are y'all talking about? Let's see here. NAD plus. Yana says, what about NAD plus or methylene blue for mental clarity? Now, I know I don't know if she's on here still, but I know Chroma knows a lot about methylene blue. Now, I have heard methylene blue is good for a lot of things, including mental clarity, but one thing I've also heard is that you want to start really small with it, and that there's people out there taking these huge doses and you want to just stay really small. So if y'all don't know about methylene blue, it is an extremely intense blue dye that people have learned that has certain benefits, and mental clarity is one of them. It's not, from what I understand, which is extremely limited, not necessarily the number one thing for methylene blue, but and I don't know about NAD plus. I've heard about NAD plus. I don't take it. I've heard about NAD plus. A lot of people in like the biohacking community love it, but I personally don't have any experience or information about it, so I can't really tell you, babe. The things that I'm talking about are, and one thing that's not on here, which is the red, I think it's called red spinach or red amaranth or something like that. I have a brand, Barlow's Elixirs, BARLOWE''S Elixirs is the brand that I take, and they have a product called NO Explode that helps your body make more nitric oxide. That is the one thing that I have used personally where I can tell a difference in my recall and my oh gosh, what do you call it? Kidding. see what I did there? It's one thing that I've noticed that will really help with my recall, because it helps amp up the nitric oxide in the body. So that's something I know about. But all the things that we're talking about here are the foundation. Adding in those little things on top, like, oh, let me take a supplement. Oh, let me put a Band-Aid on. Oh, that's great. You can top it off. But what are you topping off? Are you topping off a bucket that has holes in it? Okay, it'll help for a little while, but the holes are just going to keep draining and getting bigger. We have to address the foundational things. We have to get sleep. We have to get proper nutrition. We have to have healthy oils and stuff like that in our lives. We have to move our bodies. There are a lot of things. Nervous system. We have to find joy and meaning. And nature, get in nature a little bit. There are different things like that. So we have to get on our body's program. We have to get in harmony with nature's program. I think what can happen over time is we get away with a lot, right? Because the body is so robust and so capable and so intelligent and can just work around just about anything. But we get spoiled, thinking, oh, I'm doing fine, not realizing that the body is compensating and compensating and compensating and compensating and compensating and compensating and compensating till the point where the body can't compensate anymore. And then we start seeing symptoms. So we say, oh, let me take a pill, or I must be deficient in something. And obviously we are, able to be deficient in a lot of things that I mentioned, and maybe some other things that can contribute to brain fog. So that is a real thing. I just want to encourage us all to make sure that we're doing both. Right? We're doing the lifestyle things that get us back into a place where we don't have holes in the basket, holes in the bucket. Like, we're not just draining out our health, that we're sealing up those holes in the bucket by making the lifestyle changes. In the meantime, sure, top it off with some supplements and some different things like that to help bridge that gap. But we gotta do both, in my opinion. Now, like I always say, you're gonna hear a lot of different opinions. If you look up something that has to do with health, you're gonna find a camp over here that tells you yes, you absolutely have to do these 5 things and then everything will be perfect. And you have this camp over here, and we have all the science for it. You have this camp over here that says, oh my God, don't do any of those 5 things. That's the worst thing you can do. And we have all the science for it. So there's always going to be conflicting information. You're always going to have to make your own choice. But I say that to say, I would encourage you everybody I know I'm started responding to somebody's comment, but I just want to encourage everybody to really think about it in terms of getting back in tune with what is elementary, foundational, health-wise, and then building on that. There's even, a lot of talk about that in the physique, in the athletic performance world, that people want to get so advanced. And a lot of people, people can run marathons, but they have a bad gait. They're doing, 24 miles of compensatory movement that is just reinforcing a negative movement pattern in their body and in their brain that's ultimately diminishing their performance and diminishing their health. And they're really top level world-class trainers say, you got to take it all the way back. You have to learn to kind of like walk again. You have to learn to move and stand up and sit down without doing it in a way that's unhealthy. And so we got to really take it back to basics. And so I think where it may be true in the athletic world, athletic performance world, it's true in our nutrition and all those other things too. So I love you guys. I'm going to let you go. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. How many steps did you do this week? Oh, healthy hair. I did look at my step count yesterday, but I don't remember what it was. I know I walked 2 miles yesterday, but I don't know more in the week. So in the summertime, I'm not walking as many steps, as many days, because it's too much sun for me. And, my skin and all that kind of stuff I get little spots on my skin and stuff. I don't like that. And so little freckles or whatever people want to call it, I don't like it. So I don't go out as much. So I'm doing more indoor stuff, and I'm doing rebounding, and I'm on the treadmill. I'm doing that kind of thing. So I do get steps on the treadmill, but my tracker doesn't track it. So the answer is I don't know. Let's see here. Have you tried smoking? Gobi, that's a great idea. No. Danielle, hi, sweetie. She says, I do free thinking, like saying random unrelated word for as long as I can go. Oh, that's interesting. So you use free association for mental stimulation? What do you do that for? I like it. Kratos says, shake it, don't break it. Okay, I got that. What are you talking about? Buttermilk! Thank you, baby. Let's see here. Motorcycle Chick says, monatomic gold. Okay, I wanted to know, is gold whose molecular structure is broken down so much that it can go through the blood-brain barrier? Ooh, what? It enhances the ability for the brain to fire at a higher rate. I love that. You know what? I just got some nanoparticle metals recently, but I'm not familiar with monatomic gold. Now I am. Thank you for that. I want my brain to think like that. So there's another thing, Yana, you can check into that too. I think that sounds really interesting. Butterville says meditation, absolutely. Thank you. Healthy Hair says, like the video, way to go on your steps. Thank you, Lovey, appreciate you. I'm walking from bed and walking from shopping. Bingo, honey, 2 for 1. Wisconsin. Let's see here. David says, Wisconsin, hello. I see in my years as assistant coach, the basketball players at the varsity level, they eat McDonald's food and they're overweight. Yeah, those fast food places, babe, it's hard to really build a strong basketball playing body on that kind of diet, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that. Thank you, Butterville. I appreciate that. Danielle says that was Eric, and he does it to stay sharp. Oh, okay. Got it. Hello, honey. How are you? Bro. Let's see here. Okay. Ultimate, I am from LA. Well, I'm in LA right now. Let's see here. Fasting is important. Some people swear by it. I'm not a huge fasting advocate. Hi, I am William. Thank you, sweetheart. Hello to Ireland. All right, I'm out of here. We're going to see. So we're here every week. I'm going to put up so many videos this week because I have all the videos, the short videos from last week's huddle, and I'm going to put the videos from this week's huddle as well. So you might see me a lot on your YouTube page or your homepage or whatever. If you can, like the videos, and definitely come back next Sunday. We're here at the same time every week, 10 o'clock Los Angeles time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern in the US. Wherever you are in the world, we start right on the hour. I don't know what hour this would be for you, but thank you for taking your time. Oh my God, I talked forever. It's been almost an hour. This is the longest one we've ever done, I think. Usually I just come on for, 20 minutes or something and give y'all some information and some inspiration, but I don't know, I guess I felt talky today. So happy to have you here. Thank you for taking time for your health. And I am going to get out of here. Yeah, I have heard that fasting can generate stem cells, but I think we're always, all right, we'll get into stem cells next time. All right, y'all, big kisses. Take the rest of this hour to think about what you're going to do for your health this week. In a little while later today, I have so many projects going on. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I will post this challenge for you. If you want to take a screenshot, it's probably going to be backwards, but in case I don't get to it, you could take a little screenshot of this. I don't know if you're going to be able to read it. Like I said, it may be backwards or whatever because I am using my front camera, but there's some things you can think about this week. I will try to get this posted, but baby, at this point, I got so many projects going on at the house. I don't know if it's going to happen this week. Maybe it won't happen until our next huddle, but I will get that posted for you, and take care. Okay, big kisses, big kisses, big kisses.